right, welcome to One Nation, a Sports Locker Magazine Extra. I'm your host, Kirk DeMars, and thanks for joining me. Today is Monday, November the 11th, and I don't know about you guys, but Christmas is just right around the corner. I know we've got Thanksgiving and all the good stuff there, but this year has just flown by. We've had great weather. I know that will be changing soon. I've got to get out and cut some wood, make sure I've got some heat ready to go, but. Uh, I'm excited about what we've got on the program tonight. We've got Jalen Beckmann as well as his dad Brent Beckmann, and Jalen, if you will remember, was in the September-October issue of Sports Locker magazine, and I'm going to pop into this next screen here so you can see what his article looked like. And as you can see, those are some really cool pictures. We had a great time with Jalen when we were there doing his photo shoots in Eldon, and just a great young man, great family. As you can also see over to, I'm going to say the right of my screen. I'm not sure which way it is on yours, but you see a Sport Court and of the Ozarks, and that's the business that his dad owns, and we'll ask him a little bit about that and some really amazing stuff that they do with courts and inside and outdoors. So let's go ahead and get to it. Let's bring these guys on and make sure you check out. If you don't have a copy of Jalen's article, you can go on sportslockermagazine.com and see it in the digital edition. All right, let's get this thing started. Hey guys, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good.
Good. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having
Yeah, we're
us.
happy to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll go ahead and get started right away. And Jalen, we're gonna ask you what did you enjoy about your article, and what did you think about that title Jay came up on? I mean, it's catch, sprint, jump. What's that all mean to you?
So the article was amazing. You guys put every single word that I gave you. You did it perfectly. I really like how it emphasizes on the idea of having a family and learning from one another to push and strive for goals and making each other better. The phrase that was listed in the article, catch, jump, or catch, sprint, and jump, really describes what I really do in both sports. I mean, football, you catch a lot of the time. In track, I do jump, triple jump a couple times, and sprinting really brings it all together. And so in football, I played wide receiver, and in track, I run the 4x1, the 100 to 200, and all that. And so I really like how Jay was able to bring both best sides of both worlds and just run them all together and just describe me really well.
You know that Jay. I mean, he's the comedic part of the outfit, and I know when we were there doing the photo shoots and stuff like that. I don't know if he was there for that particular one, but he typically brings the comedy, and love having him as a part of all this. Uh, Brent, what I mean, so now you have two magazines that you have both of your kids in. You had one with Caroline. Who's has taken up the most space on the coffee table? I mean, what's going on there?
Oh, well, right now it's the current one,
Okay,
Uh, we that they were both able to be highlighted in it, Caroline a few years ago and
yeah.
Jalen. So yeah, it's cool. Very cool. But yeah, I'd say his is taking up more space right now. Hers took it up for a little while, but his will be on the coffee table a little more now that his is current.
Yeah, that's awesome. Jalen, I mean, are you gonna have to get a autograph a copy and make sure that you get it to Caroline?
Yeah, it might as well, just well, it's that competition style as mentioned in the article, always competing.
Yeah, and I can remember that from when we did her interview as well as when I had her on the program. There's competition in your household. It seems like.
Yep.
All right. What's it meant to you to be an Eldon Mustang? I mean, what's that experience been like?
Uh, you know, every Friday night, our coaches would tell us, I mean, they're here to see you. They're here to see you play. That's the reason why they're here to see Elton football being played in the best way possible. Really set a good example just in life when people are going to see you work, to see you perform or anything. They're there because they want to watch you and how hard you've worked. And that really translates off the field too. In school, they always teach us, I mean, turn in your work, do your school assignments, and get good grades, and I mean, that'll take you a long way in life.
That is a great answer, especially since your dad's on here, and I know your mom's watching too. So that was good.
Oh, yes.
Very good. Speaking of mom watching as well as others, if you guys have any comments or any questions that you want to make in the comment section, please jump in and do that. We would love to see your interaction, and if there's a good question, we might be able to fit that in as well. All right, Brent, I want to get your perspective a little bit. Tell us a little bit about what you've appreciated about Jalen, and what have you seen from him from a father's perspective, and what stands out to you?
The biggest thing for me is just seeing his dedication to the sports that he's, football and track. Just the dedication, in his early years, freshman, sophomore, he wasn't uh, as a big a part of the game, but it never impacted his dedication level, in that. That's probably the biggest thing that stands out to me is just how dedicated he has been over the years. That a lot of people may or may not know all the early mornings that the football guys go in and lift and things all summer. It's a grind through the summer for him, and just proud of him for his dedication, and happy to see that dedication, translate,
Yeah,
last year and this year to success on the field. That's good to see. It's good to see your hard work pay off.
right. Absolutely. Um, while we were just talking to you, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about Sport Court and what you do with that?
So we build backyard basketball, pickleball, multi-sport courts. A lot of what we do is in people's, at residences in their backyard or front yard or on their property. But we also install gymnasium flooring. We have indoor products that we install, sell and install, and we do some equipment installations, outdoor and indoor. Just the gymnasium hoops, drop down systems, divider curtains, volleyball systems. Most of the sports side of what's happening in the gym. We don't get into the bleachers and that sort of thing, but
Mm-hmm.
flooring, we definitely have done quite a bit over the years. And the backyard stuff's fun because it's, family. A lot of times it's people building the court for their family, to get
Mm-hmm.
together and develop their kids and have a hangout spot, for their kids to have, as they're growing up, which is pretty fun.
Yeah. Well, the
Yeah.
the different things that I've seen, I mean, it's like seems limitless as far as what you can do, and there's such a variety of the way that it looks and product and all those different things. So,
Yeah.
um, I would have loved to have had that stuff as a kid.
Yeah, me too.
That would have been awesome. Um,
Right.
so, if somebody wants to ever get in touch with you, how do they go about contacting you about that if they're interested in something along that line?
I mean, if they're on the internet, they can find my phone number on there. My cell phone is on our website, sportcourtoftheozarks.com. Or if they're just on sportcourt.com, which is the main site, our company's based in Salt Lake City.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm kind of one of the regional dealers. And if you reach out to them, they'll put you in contact with me.
Mm-hmm.
But phone call, we can set up a time for me to come out and meet and look at the space and really visit about what you're wanting to do on the court, So we can build something really big and elaborate, and we can do just a small little space to shoot hoops and,
Mm-hmm.
just limit that. But we can do as much as you want as well. So,
Very
but
good.
really, give me a phone call. We'll connect and go from there.
Okay, very good. I appreciate you sharing all that. Thank you, and and thank you guys for your sponsorship that you've had in sports soccer and just bringing to our readers great student athletes like your son Jalen and daughter Caroline. So, um, We really appreciate being able to tell the stories of our student athletes right here in Mid Missouri. Great young people, and just really feel like the Mid Missouri area needs to get to know them a little bit more. And speaking about getting to know a little bit more, that's what we're doing with this program tonight. That's why we call it an SLM Extra. I mean, we can't cover everything in the printed page because we could have one full magazine just on your story alone, Jalen. So,
Yeah, that's true.
tell us a little bit about your high school experience, education, the teachers and staff. How much do you appreciate them and what they've done for you?
They are, I mean, they're amazing to work with. They're very flexible. I mean, majority of the time, if I'm going out of class for a track meet or a football game, they'll understand. They'll say, just do your best and we'll get it all figured out. We'll still make sure you know everything and the staff's amazing. The cooks, obviously, they have to feed the football players, and that's a nightmare in itself already. Um, the gym teacher, Coach Griffin, actually runs the weight program for us. So he does a lot. He has a big contribution to strength, speed, and all of that. So, I mean, if you're coming to Eldon and you're like, I want an education and I want to get faster, stronger, I mean, Eldon is a pretty good place to do that. So,
You mentioned
really
in your article,
appreciative of that.
yeah, you mentioned in your article that as far as the different things that you're also involved in as far as your education. Would you talk a little bit about that? Just some of the different activities that you're involved in there.
Yeah, involved in National Honor Society. It's a club just to, I mean, it's the definition, to me, it's the definition of student athlete and putting student first before the athlete and really focusing on what's good for the community, doing schoolwork and maintaining extracurricular activities is really a big emphasis on going out into the community and doing your part and reciprocating really what's being put into you and you don't even know. Um, I'm involved in chamber choir every now and then. Wasn't able to fit into my schedule this year, but I found a way to practice and sing with my friends in the choir, and it's always a good time in chamber choir. I mean, today we had our veterans assembly, and I didn't practice with them for that piece, but it was nice to see them having fun, singing, and doing what they usually do. So really appreciative about getting the opportunity to sing and be a part of that. Um, I think it's about all of the extracurriculars that I'm in so
Okay,
far.
very good. So weightlifting, you like weightlifting too, from what you
Oh,
were
I
talking about.
love weightlifting. I love weightlifting. Even today, I got a lift in earlier before the Veterans Assembly and still had a little left time in school. And I asked the weights teacher if I can go get another lift in, because I mean, I just love lifting. It's a
Yeah.
good, good space filler. I mean, we got nothing else to do. You just lift the weight, have fun.
Okay. Good. If I would have known a little bit ahead of time, we could have, gone ahead and have you sing on here for us tonight. That would have been.
Oh,
Not too late.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's just a little
I
too
won't
late. Yeah.
force that on you, but it would have been good programming. I can tell you that. Awesome. Uh, you know, now that you've Jalen, now that you've followed behind your sister Caroline, first of all, why don't you just talk about her a little bit, and what do you remember about her as she was, in as an upperclassman? You know, just watching her leadership. How did that motivate you to be who you are today?
As a little kid, I was about in middle school when Caroline really started to get popular with sports and being known as like an athlete. And so when I had seniors in high school telling an eighth grader that your sister's a freak athlete, I mean, it's like, okay, well, I got to be better than that. I
Yeah.
mean, as a brother, it's like, oh, I can't let my sister be the more athletic person in the family. So, uh, just really pushed me to, and really taught me like, there's always gonna be competition out in the world, and it's your decision to make yourself better or not.
Very good. Well, we've already had Anna Horn. She joined in and she said, "Sing." So There's one vote.
Uh, maybe
Well,
we'll get a
Mrs.
poll down in the
Horn.
comment section.
okay. We'll keep it running. All right. Let's see. What did you glean from watching Caroline, and how does that motivated you to become that better student athlete? What characteristics did she have? I mean, I know again it's kind of like the competitive thing. I got to be better than my sister, but what did you see in her as like I really want to be like that. I want to model after that.
Uh, whenever I think of that question, it reminds me of middle school again, right before all the COVID and stuff hit. She recently, I think it was after COVID actually. She just got COVID, surgery on her shoulder, and so she wasn't able to do high jump as much, and she would just coach and help and fit in with all the other freshmen and the underclassmen that were really just like scared to jump in the water. And then you have Caroline just showing them and being a good leader and like help building the program for the track girls even further because I know now we've got a really good high jumper, Michaela Huckabee. She's pretty good high jumper. She actually medaled last year. And so it's just like from what Caroline was able to do, and then 4 years later, like
Mm-hmm.
it's now happening. It's really good to see, and it's really like should just push me to be like that
Yeah,
whenever I'm gonna be a senior in track.
that's awesome. Very good. Uh, Brent, both of your kids are a great reflection of yours and Jessica's values. How important has it been to you to raise good student athletes and leaders in the classroom, on the field of play? How proud are you of those guys?
No, we're proud of both of them. I just the thought of just thinking about sports in general and how um, you can learn a lot from sport about living your life. How to deal with people, how to work with people, how to lead, how to know your role. You kind of get when you're on a sports team, you've got all these different personalities and people, and to me, it's just really cool to see them in their sport, and just their progression.
Mm-hmm.
Starting out as a role player or doing whatever is needed, and then working their way up to being kind of a team captain or a leader on the team. It's just really cool
Yeah,
to see that. It's a good. It's great for preparing for life, honestly.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
so
absolutely. Well, you guys have done a great job. So,
no thanks.
yeah. Jalen, why don't you now let's talk about your mom and dad. What have you learned from watching them, and what character traits do you most appreciate about the two of them?
My mom and dad, I mean, they're outgoing people, but at the same time, they're kind of collected to themselves. But they are always ready to help people, even if they don't ask them. I've seen many times working with my dad, he'll do like stuff out of the way for the customers that are, I mean, it's just amazing. My mom's always been in my corner to just help and support me through and my dad through whatever trouble or self-doubt that I have whenever I get done with a game or a meet. And I mean, they just taught me that showing up, putting in the time, getting involved, and really treating everyone on the team as a brother or a sister and treat them like family will really build a lot of success. And so that's a good future uh, establishment that you can have when going into life, when meeting coworkers, when meeting your bosses. It's nice to get a good connection with them and help build for a better future.
Well, that's a really good answer. And you know what? Your mom and dad, they can just pull that up on the internet anytime because now it's there. I, re-
Good to know.
I remember when Jalen said that about us. Yeah, I'm going to pull that up again in a minute. All right.
Yeah.
Well, hey, you've done an outstanding job, both of you, on this first part of the interview. I'm going to go ahead and take a quick sponsor break, and we will be back in just a moment.
CNS Business Services has been connecting employees with employers since 1977. Recently, CNS rebranded to CNS Employment Solutions to more clearly define their mission of serving the needs of applicants, employees, and businesses while remaining current and evolving with the changes in the workforce. One important thing has not changed. CNS Employment Solutions partners with a wide variety of employers, placing employees in jobs that match their skills and needs.
Say yes to CNS.
All right, CNS Employment Solutions, we appreciate everything that they do for Sports Soccer Magazine as well as for One Nation of Sports Soccer Magazine Extra. It's just given us the opportunity to be able to sit down and talk with student athletes, coaches, parents. As you guys know, we've even had some different celebrities on the program at different times, music artists. So just a great variety. So we appreciate what they do there, but we also appreciate what they do in the community as far as finding jobs for people that are needing to find an employer that needs to fill a position, as well as employers finding employees to fill those spots. So they do an outstanding job. So if you know somebody that needs a job, contact Paula and her team at CNS Employment Solutions. Also, we have Big Whiskeys as a sponsor of our Coach of the Issue. And we're getting ready to talk about that a little bit more here in this next segment with Jalen and Brent. And we're going to find out a little bit about how important, what kind of a role the coaches have been in Jalen's career, and also just what it means from a parent's perspective, seeing, somebody else helping develop and mentor their kids. So, again, we appreciate Big Whiskeys for sponsoring Coach of the Issue, and these people do a lot of work for our student athletes in our schools, and we just want to recognize them. So, all right, let's get back to the second half of this interview. Thank you, guys. Make sure you have some more comments. I mean, so far Anna's the only one that has jumped on here and said sing, but I know some of you have some other comments, some nice things that you want to say about Jalen and Brent. Feel free to jump on there and do that. Any questions, feel free to give those as well. All right. Well, hey, guys, we've got through the first half. Now we're into the second. Neither one of you hung up on me, so that's great. Thanks for still being
And just
here.
to clarify, Mrs. Horn was saying sing to Jalen, not to me. You don't want to hear me sing.
Okay. She might. You don't know. She might.
No.
All right. Okay, now my sister's chimed in. Sing along. There you go. Thanks, Vic.
Get some karaoke going.
We'll let you guys. I got to run everything. I got to do scenes and volume and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So somebody's got to run the soundboard.
Right.
All right. Let's go ahead and let's get into football now. Why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about what inspired you at such a young age and how your uncle Joe made an impact on you.
I mean, in the beginning, there's really no inspiration. My friends were doing it, so I might as well just do it. But what really boosted that into being, I want to carry on kind of what my Uncle Joe did. He did it, so I kind of have to do it. But I spent the day training in Kansas City with him one day, and after one day, I was like, I think I'm gonna like this sport, just for middle school, high school, the rest of my life maybe. So that was kind of the whole drive, just to continue in the footsteps of my Uncle Joe and my Big Daddy, just because got to continue that. Obviously, it's just a big inspiration for me, just continuing that path of football.
Good. We've had, Anna jump back in. A duet could be fun. And Jamie jumped in and said, "What an amazing young man." So thank you, Jamie, for that.
Thank you.
I don't want to pronounce her name wrong. Last name Prestage. Okay.
Prestige.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Jamie. And as obviously you guys can see, you would have to be the one singing because I've already messed up twice by flipping the wrong screen 2 different times. Jalen, you're talking, and I got your dad on there. They might be thinking that you're doing some kind of ventriloquism or something. I don't know. What are some of the things that you've enjoyed most about your football career and some of those highlights?
Uh, Definitely the summer practices, waking up early in the morning, 6:30, 7, and just going to lift with my friends and my teammates. That's definitely a big, fun period of time. You're in the hot summer, it's 100 degrees, and you're just going after in football, and that's kind of just the thrill of it, in my opinion. I just love summer, and all of that. Most importantly, the most fun time is football team camp. I've been to three of the four in my high school career, and it's always a fun time. There's always somebody doing something they shouldn't be doing. Uh, you know, it, Jumping in the pool, having fun in the pool, and uh, just going up against different teams without any scoreboard or anything. It's just fun to do. I love the competition.
Those people that were doing stuff they weren't supposed to do. That obviously wasn't you, because
Yeah, no, no.
yeah. Again, we got dad on here and mom watching. We got to make sure that that is perfectly clear.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Um, you were talking about football practices out in 100-degree heat. Obviously the humidity in Missouri is quite a different thing.
it's fun.
Yeah. When I
Uh,
was playing football in high school in Kansas, which is where my sister that's watching, that's where she lives. But I can remember, those summers, and it was more of a dry heat there. And I mean, sometimes we would have cracks in the ground that would be like that wide. I mean, it was just crazy how hot it was, but it was just so dry. Now, Jay,
yeah.
my son-in-law, he's from Jefferson City, but he lives in Colorado now. He can't stand the humidity here. It's like, just come on, man up. Let's go. What's the deal?
Got soft.
Yeah. So we tease him about that every time. Brent, what have been some of your fondest memories about Jalen's football career? What have you enjoyed seeing?
Well, I kind of go back to the whole his dedication, and workouts and all the summers that a lot of people don't really realize all the time those boys put into it, and just seeing that, especially last year, he had a great year last year, statistical wise, with the yards and the receptions and that I don't know, was it the Hallsville game where you had four touchdowns and like
207.
60, or yeah, something like that. Yeah.
260, something like that.
Yeah.
That was a pretty fun night. Those don't happen hardly ever, if ever, So
Yeah.
that was pretty exciting as far as games go. So, but just seeing his dedication, kind of fast forward to the season he had last year, and where it's brought him,
Yeah.
the dedication.
Yeah. Very good. Well, Jalen, talk about this year, and there's some different goals that you had in mind. How did that go, and how did that late season injury impact all that?
Goals I had, just another great season, possibly record breaking. Obviously it didn't turn out that way, otherwise you'd see it in the newspaper more often. But it was just to have compete for a district title, and that didn't happen. But you have some goals and you don't reach them, and then just got to keep attacking them until you complete them. But that late season injury, it had a huge impact on on whether or not I was going to be good for the rest of the season, if I was going to be able to play in districts. I was just going to play for the next week because we were always looking to play that next week, but it just never came until our last season, the first round of district came, and it was really big impact. I mean, it was hard to stay focused and really high attitude, just a high morale, and just trying to contribute to the team just as a sideline
Mm-hmm.
viewer. And so it was just really hard to struggle with
Yeah.
that because I've dealt with ankle injuries before. And so now it's just reoccurring during one of my favorite seasons is just hard to
Mm-hmm.
experience.
Yeah. So, talk a little bit about the injury, how that happened, and then about your mom and how she was, obviously what she does as a physical therapist, how she was trying to help get you back together.
She set up lots of cold laser treatments uh, with a good friend we know, many late night scraping, a lot of cupping, a lot of stretching, a lot of physical therapy, and tell you what, she does not take it light when it comes to Jalen Beckmann doing physical therapy. So, but uh, really, really got me back into the process. I mean, I wasn't at 100% on Friday against Nam Noster, but I made enough of an impact to keep it a close game. So, my mom does. She's amazing at it. I mean, she'll never quit on any patient. I mean, she just doesn't have any motivation to quit anytime whenever it comes to getting athletes back onto the field.
Now, Brent, I'm going to have you jump in on this,
Mm-hmm.
with her business, because obviously she paid some special attention to Jalen, but she does that with all of her
Yeah.
clients that come in there. Talk about what she does and what you enjoy seeing about how your wife impacts the community.
Well, her impact is far-reaching. There's been so many people that I don't know, hardly a fraction of the number of people that she's impacted positively, through physical therapy. Um, I have to say that I was a patient myself. I had knee reconstruction 10 years ago, tore my ACL, and Jalen, I can relate with you. She didn't take it easy
Yeah.
on me, but I tell you
Well,
what, it was worth it. You
yeah,
know,
Yeah.
he's great.
yeah.
So
Well, you do see she's posted here that you guys call her the Princess of Pain.
yeah,
Yeah.
she's had some customers call her the Princess of Pain up there, and they give her a hard time about it. But her clinic is thriving because of her dedication to her
Yeah,
patients. Really,
yeah. Well, we greatly appreciate everything that she does too. All right, we're gonna see. Let's see, Susan Kriegshauser. Mimi and Papa love to watch Jalen on the football field compete in track meets and sing. See, oh, there's another singing one. He is a very talented person. All right. And then let's see, we have another one popped on here real quick. Diane Webb says, "So proud of you, Jalen, and all your accomplishments in academics, music, and sports. Just an all-around great young man." Well, again, thank you guys for making those comments and stuff. Again, once Jalen decides where he's going to go and play sports, go to school, then he'll be able to pull this up too. Just say all the nice things people said about him,
right,
right?
right.
Very good. All right, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about your coaches and what did you appreciate about them and how they impacted you.
Both of my coaches, Coach Griffin and my track coach, Coach Cooper, really bring a whole lot of science to what they're preaching and what they're training their athletes to do. So I really appreciate them just being able to push people past their limits, but also in a safe way, so none of us can get hurt in any serious kind of way. Really appreciative of them. They always make time for their athletes. They'll always be able to talk one on one. They'll be able to help out if you can't financially just purchase something that you need in order to succeed. And it's just that those little things that those coaches do have a really big impact on the culture and just how caring they can be towards any team or any program that they go into.
Mm-hmm. That's very good. Again, that's one of the reasons why we do Coach of the Issue, because they do make such an impact and they put in a lot of time. Brent, what do you appreciate about the coaches and how they've helped lead Jalen as well as Caroline?
Excuse me. So we've got the new track or new football coach this year, Coach Griffin. He came in with a whole new, really I call it a blueprint for success. Just a very good, uh, to me, just a good blueprint for success for these boys. One thing that I liked what he brought one of the things was kind of cool. The boys, if they wanted to be a captain on the football team, they had to apply,
Mm-hmm.
and they had to become a captain. So I
Mm-hmm.
thought that was kind of a neat, again, a preparation for life kind of a
Mm-hmm.
thing. Coach Cooper has done a great job. He's an analyst, I think, in track. Whenever you're trying to find those points, you want that coach to
Mm-hmm.
try to figure out what combinations where are going to get you the most points. And
Mm-hmm.
he had a pretty good run of that last year, late in the
Mm-hmm.
year. But one thing I want to kind of mention is when Caroline was in high school, there were barely enough boys to make a track team at Eldon. And to
Mm-hmm.
see that have grown over the last few years is really, really neat to see. And
Yeah.
Coach Cooper obviously helped that along the way, and what he does. But those are a couple of things I really, really appreciate
Mm-hmm.
about those coaches.
Yeah, that's great.
So.
Very good. Now, speaking about track, why don't you go ahead and talk a little bit about track and field, Jalen, and the events? I mean, you mentioned it a little bit, but talk about the events that you compete in and why you like those.
Track's really amazing, especially at Eldon. I never would have thought that our boys team would have been able to make it to state, but I mean, we just had the right pieces, right people, a lot of athletes that were willing to work hard and sacrifice time to make it to state and bring home first state flag that Eldon boys has ever brought in school history. So being a part of that was really great. Me as an individual, I run 4x1, 4x2, 4x4, open 400, 200, triple jump, long jump, high jump. I mean, I've pretty much done all the short distances and most of the jumps. So it's safe to say that, I mean, coaches notice my talent and are willing to use it in any way possible because they know that I can pick up stuff, minor stuff like that pretty easily. Uh, I love all of the events that I do.
Yeah,
Sometimes 400 can be a little painful to do, especially the
yes,
four
sir.
by four, because I'd always complain to mom and dad if I got put in the four by four, like, well, I have to stay to the end of the meet now. I was hoping to get food on the way home. So I mean, other than that, it's a thrill, especially I 4x4 will always have a place in my heart. It's always a fun race.
Yeah.
My freshman year, I got really good experience with that. So, but as a whole, I love all the events that I do, and I wouldn't ask for anything else.
Well, we could have asked you what events you don't do, and that list would have been shorter because that was that's a good list. Actually, as you were saying all that, I was beginning to think he might make a good decathlete. Ever thought about that?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
My dad has mentioned that to me quite a bit. It's like, well, you can always run the decathlon and college. I mean, we have a taste of that at the Jeff City meet that we usually go to at the Lick Lighter Relays.
Uh-huh.
And they'd always choose the senior that would best fit all of those categories. And actually, I'm hoping to compete in that this year, but we'll see where that goes.
Okay. What was your best split or your fastest time so far in the quarter?
4x1, my fastest
No,
split was
Your 400 meter. Sorry.
no, you're in your
oh on the
400.
Yeah.
on the 400. Okay, okay. Uh, 53:39. I want to say.
Yeah.
I haven't checked in a while, but around 53, 54.
That's moving. And
Yeah.
go ahead and talk a little bit more about your second place finish at state and just kind of that atmosphere of being there, and then just you know talk about how you guys did.
It was a place to be for Eldon track and field for the boys. Because I mean, year before that, we were talking we could actually get our state flag this year. We can get up and medal as a team. It fell short, and then to come back the next year and finish second place as a team is really monumental because not only was I doing it for the relay team that I was on and the individual event that I was doing, but it was for those it was for those seniors that have always wanted like a trophy like that, and so like Nate Reynolds, VJ Jones, James Robertson, those people that have put in the time for that, really felt like accomplished within just saying like I contributed to that, and I mean it was high energy all around, even though it was a second place. Um, it was just a place to be for both boys and girls.
The baton handoff is quite crucial, especially when you're talking about in time, and we even saw that in the Olympics where the men's team, they get disqualified because they dropped the baton. How much time and work do you guys put in making sure that you have a smooth transition?
Probably about, I'd want to say like 20 minutes each practice, just going in a straight line, um, just handing the baton off, jogging around the track, doing a 400, just of handoffs. Put a lot of dedication into it, and I don't think we've actually dropped the baton in my
Oh, don't say
four by
that.
one.
Yeah.
Knock on wood. Find something to knock on in there.
Yeah.
Uh, just a lot of critiquing. Is the hand flat? Is the hand closed? Is it open? Is it leaning to the left or to the right? You gotta have it on the right spot, and you gotta be in sync. Me and my the second leg, Andrew Beelan hands the baton off to me, and we're always after the race like, man, we were in sync right there. Like we're always just in sync. As soon as it's just like a twin telepathy. Just like he doesn't even have to say anything. I just know when it's there right behind me. So it's pretty crucial to have that connection right there.
All right. Well, I'm going to pop something on the screen here real quick. See if you can read this, Jalen. You see that by Renee?
Can you see it underneath
That
mine?
name is covering it.
Oh, okay. Let me pull
It
it.
says he learned everything from me.
No, that's true. Yeah. Yeah. She was. If I was doing something wrong, I knew I was doing it.
Okay.
So.
That's very good. Brent, why don't you go ahead? I mean, there was a lot of excitement with that accomplishment this last year. What was it like from a fan perspective, parent? What did you enjoy about all that?
Well, from a parent's perspective, it was kind of full circle for, Caroline's senior year. The girls took second at state, right? What time? They placed second, right? Yeah. And then we got
Second.
cool pictures from then whenever she was holding the trophy and celebrating after her with Jalen. And then this past year, it was Jalen with the trophy and her as the fan,
That's awesome.
Kind of switch roles a little bit there, but very, very exciting for the boys, to get there, especially knowing that 3 years ago, there were hardly enough boys to fill a track team to even come close to that, just to see that move forward for the team was really cool. But exciting day and who else in the state has this ever happened before where the boys and girls teams both took second place at the same time in the same year? That's pretty amazing, really.
It is. That is very amazing. And that atmosphere when you're at a state meet like that, I mean, it is something completely different. I mean, it's quite a bit different than your regular meets that you would go to, and even district sectionals, all that. So
yeah, there's definitely some pressure there.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Jalen, what are you looking forward to this coming year in track? What are some of your goals?
Compete for another state plaque is our pretty much overall team goal. I mean, I qualified in the 200 for state and looking to go to the finals this year. Last year I missed the finals by a hair of a second, so looking to go back and compete with my other 200 runner Andrew go back to the 4x1, hopefully break sub 42 this year. Last year we managed to break sub 43, and so just to keep building off that would be great. I know we're all getting a lot faster and stronger. 400, uh, just running faster. Got to stay in better shape. Uh, I lose control in the soda sometimes. And then the 4x4, we're putting together a really good 4x4. We got a couple people that moved back, ready to run this year, and we're actually looking pretty decent right now going into the off season, early mid season, winter, and just looking to build on what we've got already.
Well, I am sure that you guys are gonna hit some of those marks, and it's gonna be a great year. Tell us a little bit about what some of your plans are as far as beyond high school. Tell us a little bit about kind of what you're interested in studying and what you would like to do as far as possibly being in sports.
So school-wise, looking to go to college and get a degree in kinesiology, which is basically the study of how muscles work and the body works, and how that can be translated to on the field, daily life, and such like that. Uh, I mean, school preferences. I mean, I don't have a definitive type of preparation, but just anywhere with a nice cafeteria and nice little bookshop. Um, and looking to continue my career in track and field, just a little less wear and tear because football does take a big toll on your body. I mean, I feel like my dad at the age of 18, so it's kind of hard to wake up in the morning
And
and
that's
just not
saying
lay in
something.
bed all day. So yeah, just looking to follow in the path of my dad. He did track and basketball in college, just continuing that, and then doing what my mom did, studying medicine, nutrition, health, and just meshing those two together and just see where that takes me.
Okay, awesome. Well, we're going to look forward to seeing what's in the future for you with all of that. Um, we're going to do a couple of quick questions, and then we'll let you guys get out of here. But uh, Jay, my son-in-law, really liked doing the speed round, and always the number one question that he had, and you just kind of alluded to it about having a good cafeteria. What's your favorite go-to snack or meal after you're done competing?
After I'm done competing, I mean, Jimmy John's is a pretty big favorite of mine. I love going to Jimmy John's. It's just a freaky fast.
Uh-huh.
Always good sandwiches. I'm never really complained about it. Always managed to fill me up. Sonic, it's also a good one. I usually get their foot long chili cheese dog. It's pretty good. Pretty good after a nice 400.
Okay.
Um,
It's
Not
better than
opposed to
before.
Chipotle.
Ooh,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
true. That's true. If I'm in the Jeff City area, usually I'll get the Pancheros or Chipotle. It's just nutritious. I love it. It's
Yeah,
fast and it's easy for me.
good stuff. Good. All right. Well, what about you, Brent? What's your favorite go-to snack or meal? And remember, Jessica's watching.
I like all kinds of things. I like my Pancheros.
Uh-huh. I
Uh,
do too.
Chick-fil-A's pretty good. McAllister's. It's one of my
Okay.
favorites.
Yeah, I forgot to mention
It's
that
pretty
one.
light.
That's a good one.
Yeah, McAllister's is a good one for
Uh-huh.
after a race. So
Okay.
yeah. Hey, and I steak and potatoes too. So
You're like me. Let's pretty
you
much
know,
all of it, right?
yeah, right.
Good. Good. Uh, Jalen, real quick, what is the one chore around the house that you like doing the least?
Oh,
Hmm.
I mean, it doesn't really pertain to inside the house, but having to take down the trash can to the side of the road every night, it's a big struggle for me. No,
Uh,
uh, probably cleaning my bathroom. I hate cleaning my bathroom. It's
Okay.
I'm not a
Because it's a boy's bathroom, right?
yeah. It's not the prettiest sight in the world.
Well,
So
I've got a couple of comments here. We're gonna go ahead and bring them up here real quick. Your mom said it's trash night tonight, so just
yeah,
That
yeah.
it
throw that out
is.
there. And then wanted to pop on. Caroline is making a comment. He is always at McDonald's.
Okay,
Too.
that's for
That's
sweeties.
true.
That's for sweeties. Only
uh,
sweeties.
let's see. Stacy Mariette Dunham says that looking forward to watching Jalen run and jump this spring. And then, is it Renee or Renee?
Renee.
Renee.
Renee. Okay. She says not Caroline telling the secrets about the McDonald's. So there you go. All right. I appreciate you guys. Why don't you? Any final comments that you have, Brent, and then I'll allow you to make any final comments as well, Jalen.
Oh, just thanks for having us on. Looking forward to Jalen's final run here around the track this year, and just looking forward to excited to see where he'll end up. Next year to hopefully run track somewhere. So I know that's what he's wanting to do. So I'm sure he'll find the right spot to land. So it's exciting to, getting there to that point. So
Yeah.
but yeah,
Possible decathlete, right?
that's right.
Possible. Yep. Yeah.
Maybe the javelin. Who knows?
Yeah, very cool. All right, Jalen, any final comments that you have?
Just looking forward to. I mean, the last ride. I mean, a couple of my teammates were probably looking at me funny on Friday night on the last football game, but I mean, up until the final second, um, I was just saying it ain't over till the fat lady sings. So, I mean, I got this off season and then spring, and then we'll see if the fat lady's singing by then. Um, Also, want to mention it is Veterans Day, so thank you all the veterans that uh, gave us the opportunity to be here right now and talking with Kirk and my dad. I'm really appreciative of all the sacrifice he put towards this country, and hope you all have a safe night.
That was very well put. Very well put. Um, yeah, it's not. Things don't come without sacrifice, and we would not have all the different things that are available to us had these men and women not made that sacrifice. And so, Brent,
Amen.
did I hear that you served?
No.
Okay.
He's probably referring to Grandpa Mike.
Mm-hmm.
His Grandpa Ken was in the Army. We've got quite a few family members. I've got some uncles that served in Vietnam. So a lot of friends that served. We got some young men right now in the Air Force, the Walker boys and their dad's footsteps, and that. So, but no, I did not. So,
Well, obviously, tell your family thank you for their service. That's very much appreciated.
yeah.
Jalen, you did mention it not being over till it's over. Obviously, we saw that with the Chiefs game the other day, right?
Oh yeah,
My.
We were sitting in my living room. I was like, can't
1
believe
second.
our undefeated is gone to the freaking Broncos. And then Dad's like, he's gonna miss it. We're gonna block it. And I was like, I don't know. And then just in an instant,
They got through.
I'm up on my feet cheering. It
Yeah,
was crazy.
that was something. That was something. I mean, I
was.
think everybody was in shock. Like, that just happened. How did that happen?
That was crazy.
That was great. But you're exactly right. It's not over till it's over. And then you said something again. I mean, obviously you're wanting to sing because you talked about,
Yeah.
All right, we'll leave it at that. But, if you guys will hold on while I close out the program, I want to visit with you really quickly afterwards. But thank you guys so much for being on here tonight, and I really appreciate it and really enjoyed it. So,
Thanks for having us.
all right. Yep, I'll get with you here in just a moment.
All right.
Okay, thank you guys for joining us tonight on One Nation of Sports Soccer Magazine Extra on Veterans Day. And again, thank you to all of our veterans who have served and are serving right now. We also want to thank those who have, those Gold Star families and those that have paid the ultimate price for our freedom. We really, even on this day, we think about you and the sacrifice that was made. You've been watching One Nation of Sports Soccer Magazine Extra tonight. I'm your host, Kirk DeMars. Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure that you share this with your friends so that they can see Jalen's great interview. And hope to be able to see you guys next week at 7 o'clock. And we'll have another great student athlete on at that time. All right. God bless you, and we will see you soon.